Hey guys! Alright, so today what we're doing is we're making super easy cornbread actually. Cornbread's a lot of fun, and originally when I first made this recipe I wasn't even thinking about making it for you guys because like, oh, cornbread's something I can do. And then it took me 5 minutes to make, like literally just 5 minutes to mix together and put and get ready to bake, so, like, I figured I'd show you guys. The cool thing about cornbread, besides the fact that it's delicious, is the fact that it doesn't require yeast. And since yeast is really hard to get in stores right now, making cornbread is really easy. So you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a big bowl for mixing. You're going to need neutral oil or melted butter. The oil is easier, so I'm using oil. You're going to need an egg. You're going to need 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. That's the wrong way. You're going to need a teaspoon of salt. You need a cup of flour, all-purpose, and a cup of cornmeal. 2/3 a cup of sugar. There's sugar. And some cooking spray or just ability to oil something. You're also going to need measuring cups, a whisk I find really useful, but really anything to mix works just fine. And you need a cast iron skillet. Plus an oven. You also need an oven. That's important. So, as you are preparing, what you want to do is you actually want to go and set your oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'm going to go do right now. So I've set my oven for 400 degrees. Time to make the cornbread. So what I basically do is I take all my ingredients, all my dry ingredients, and put them in the bowl. So I want a cup of cornmeal, two different things. 1 cup of that. 1 cup of flour. 2/3 a cup of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. And 3½ teaspoons of baking powder. Now, baking soda, baking powder, it's very important that you use the right one. So now what you do is you basically take those dry ingredients, take your whisk, and mix. You want to mix until it is a uniform color and texture. So basically you want everything all mixed together. Mix until you get it to about this consistency. And then what you're going to do is you make a small indentation. You make a small indentation in the middle. And now you put all your wet ingredients in. So you put an egg. You put 1/3 of a cup of neutral oil, so like safflower, vegetable oil, but you could probably do other oils too. It's just what the recipe calls for. And 1 cup of milk. And now you just mix all these together. And you mix it all together until it's a uniform consistency, nice and thick. You can see. Ooh, watch it go. Now what you do is you take your cast iron skillet and you just pour the mix in. until you just put it in. Then what you do is you just put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. Take a look and see which. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Also, don't be like me and forget to grease the pan. So, what should finished cornbread look like? A little bit less brown than this, unfortunately, but it's okay. It's still going to taste really good. But the other thing that you do whenever you bake is you take like a knife or a toothpick or something, or a fork, and you stick it in. And if it comes out without anything sticking on the blade, or whatever part you stick in, that means it's cooked. So we cooked ours a little bit too long, but it's still really good. And it would look, and even though I didn't grease the pan, it's still pretty separate from it, so it should be good. So we're gonna let this cool, and then we're gonna cut it up and eat it, which is exciting. And that's how you make really easy cornbread. Make sure you get your parents' permission and help when you do this, because it involves an oven and also ingredients, but it's really easy. Like, it literally took me 5 minutes to make, and that's with forgetting to grease the pan too. So like a little, 2 seconds more than 5 minutes. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy your cornbread. I know I am.